Hello, I'm Alec Russell, editor of the FT Weekend and curator of the FT Weekend Festival, where our weekly journalism comes to life on stage and screen. This year, for the first time, we had a spring edition of our FT Weekend Festival, and we hosted a range of speakers from all over the world, and they are all revolutionaries in their fields. In usual FT Weekend fashion, we covered everything and anything. We had the leading economist, Mark Carney, talking about the climate crisis.
We are on the cusp of having the core of the financial system make commitments to net zero, not just distant 2050 plans, but more near-term plans and with greater transparency.
I spoke to the historian Yuval Noah Harari on the year of COVID, tech, the defeat of death, and much more.
We need better cooperation between nation states.
We tuned into a discussion with two leading Nobel laureates.
Don't worry about AI writing great novels, worry about AI writing our Constitution.
We reflected on the place of poetry in modern life with Ben Okri.
Poetry has risen to its true estate during this time. It doesn't surprise me at all. I hope it's just the beginning of a new appreciation of its importance and power.
We hosted the two scientists behind the BioNTech Pfizer vaccine.
The mission which we all follow with the vaccination campaigns and by developing vaccines is to achieve herd immunity. That is the path back to normalcy.
We addressed the latest battle for women's rights.
Every day, 3 women are killed on average, and Istanbul Convention was in a way our last hope.
We took on celebrity culture with Simon Sharma talking about the royal family.
I try to tell American audiences it's a deeply unconscious relationship that the British don't like to admit that they like, because the royal family has no power. So they're here because they want them to be here. And that's what they don't want to face.
Oh yes, and we joined Diane von Furstenberg at her home in Connecticut for a How to Spend It fix.
The fact that I created the wrap dress and it was such a huge success, of course, changed everything because it brought me my freedom and my confidence.
And finally, we had an array of experiential sessions. We had a cocktail masterclass, cookery demonstrations.
There you have it, my delicious Levantine salmon tartare.
We're going to add our prawns and tofu back in there. And there we have it, a Singapore laksa, an absolute classic.
A wine tasting from Eastern Europe.
Certainly clean and fresh. For a 3.5-year-old wine, it's pretty fresh.
And a special performance from the London Symphony Orchestra. View 3 days of stimulating and mind-bending talks on the theme of renewal that will recharge you for the year ahead. And finally, thank you viewers, thank you readers. We really look forward to seeing you in September at our next festival.